Peace. What's the word, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune on in before I start building on the subject matter for the day. Had some technical difficulties once again, man, but y'all already know nothing new under the sun. Seems like every time I talk about certain subject matter, I tend to have technical difficulties. Camera was working, then right when it was time for me to go live, blacks out on me again. But we getting used to that, man. So it's all good in the hood, man. How everybody doing? How this Saturday treating everybody thus far? Give everybody about a minute or so to tap in before we start building, man. Got some powerful information today. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all see the title of this, man. This is one of those subjects that I'm passionate about, man. I just want to get some input from some people, and we just gonna build, man. Y'all know how I go. Build is build. Evan, peace. What's happening, man? Everything is peaceful my way, man. Hopefully everything is the same your way as well. Always got to keep it peaceful, man. Focused on elevation and things of that nature. And Tronny, you already know, working in silence, man. That's how they do it. That's how they do it, man. Like I said, camera working like 1 minute is fine, then the next second blacked out on me right when it's time for me to go live, man. But we used to it. We ain't gonna sweat the small stuff. God is peace. What's happening, Queen? What's the word? What's the word? How everybody living, man? How we feeling? Hopefully we going into this weekend, man. We having a peaceful weekend. Taylor, peace. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate it. For sure. Appreciate it. Self, peace. What's the word? What's the word? Yeah, we got to talk about the school system, man. I saw something that intrigued me and it made me think about some things, man. I just saw a young lady just talking about the school system, and she was basically saying that it's not the school system's job to, I guess, properly educate our children in regards to the things that we feel like they should learn. So basically saying it's not the school system's job to prepare them for life. I was like, cool, I hear you. But when she said that, I was like, so what's the point of the school system? Now, again, it's rhetorical. I know the purpose of the school system in regards to miseducating our people. But hypothetically speaking, if we eliminate that and we had a school system, what is the actual purpose of the school system? Is it not to prepare the children for life? Is that not the whole purpose of the school system? Like, I was kind of confused. You know what I'm saying? Is that not the duty of the school system? Or should that not be the duty of the school system to properly educate our children? What are we sending them to school for? Like, what's the purpose of sending a child to school if it's not the school's responsibility to teach them properly? So what's the purpose of the school system? So anybody that's saying that it's not the school system's responsibility to teach the children basically what's right and exact, I am confused as to why you are sending your child to school. Because that honestly doesn't make any sense to me. Now, again, we know the truth about the school system. You know, the black folks with knowledge of self. But as I'm saying, if we came together and we created the black people, those of us in this stream, those of us that have knowledge of self, if we came together and we created a school system, what would be the duty of that school system? What would we be striving to teach the children in that school system? Like, what would be the duty of the school system? What would be the mission of that school system if we came together collectively and we said, all right, we're going to create a school system? What would be the purpose of that school system for the babies? Would it not be to prepare them for life? Would that not be the purpose of our school system? Just peace, what's happening? Montel, peace, what's the word? Now, again, like I said, in the wilderness of North America, we know the school systems that they have created are not for us. But let's just say we designed our own school system. I'm trying to figure out what is the purpose. What's supposed to be the purpose of a school system? You know what I'm saying? When you brainwash, you sending your child to these schools in the wilderness of North America because you believe sending them to these schools will prepare them for life. And it will lead to them being better off in life. So that's the whole point. That's the whole point. If that was not the purpose and point, then why even send your child to school in the first place? The man of God, that's it. That's exactly what I'm saying. So if you're not one of those individuals that have knowledge of self, like us that's in this thread here, if you're not one of those individuals and you are brainwashed, you deaf, dumb, and blind to the reality of what's going on, the whole reason that you are sending your child to school is to prepare them for life. So when you say it's not the school's responsibility to teach a child what's right and exact, then that's a contradiction. Doesn't make any sense to me when you are deaf, dumb, and blind, because that's the reason you're sending them there. So now I would ask that person, like, so what is the point? If it is not the purpose of the school system to teach these children the basics, when we talk about the school system, we're not even requesting that the school system teach them something that's deep. We simply say the school system need to teach them the basics. Man, how to write a check, how to save money, how to maneuver through the credit and all that type of stuff. Like, this is some of these are basic things that we are saying the school system fails to teach these kids. These are basic things. None of this is deep. None of this is deep. None of it. We're not asking them to teach them about the metaphysics of life. We are literally asking them to teach them requesting that they teach them the simple basics of life. Simple basic things. How to save money. How to prepare for a job interview. Learning skills and trades and things of that nature. These are simple things, and the school system fails to even do that. So if we can't learn the basics, if we spending 18 years, 19 years, however long we spending in the school system, and we don't even know the basics when we get out, what is the point? What is the point? God is for sure whitewashed to the core. So what, literally, what is the point? Like, I don't even understand anymore. What is the point? What is the point? You didn't went to high school. You didn't turn 18. You have graduated high school, and you still don't know how to do simple things in life. You don't know how to save money. You don't know anything about credit. You don't know how to fill out a check. Like, you don't know how to do any of these things. None of this. You have no knowledge of, you have no financial literacy at all. No financial literacy at all. Basic things, man. We don't know how to do them at 18. You can't count. You can't do basic math. You can barely read. And you done spent all of these years in the school system. And you can barely read and do basic math. What was the point? What is the point? What is the point? Dean, peace, what's happening? Michelle, peace, Queen, what's happening? And Ryan, and again, we already know the school system in the wilderness of North America is designed to prepare white kids for life. So when the white kids get out of the school system, they are good. The black child, when we go through the school system, y'all already know. You don't have to, like, the crazy thing about it is when it comes to the white child, that white privilege that I guess people think don't exist, like, the white child can not be financially literate and still be okay because they just gonna take over the family business. That white privilege gonna get them far. We don't have that privilege. So we must be educated when it comes to financial literacy. That white child can drink their way through school, graduate high school, take over the family business, and still become a millionaire. Literally. That's that white privilege. Black people, we don't have that privilege. That's why I say the school system, we not, like, the way the world is, we should not be in the same system when it comes to education as white kids, period. Because the world is different. The world is different. We can't go through the same process of learning and come out and graduate and think we're going to get the same opportunities as the white people that went through the same system. Like, we got to go through an entirely different system in order for us to survive and thrive in the wilderness of North America. We cannot be going through the same systems as these white kids and expect to get the same opportunities. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. But a lot of times we think that that's how it works. Yeah, Goddess, it's crazy, man. The way that they teach in math now is different. Like, it's a lot of crazy things that's going on right now. But yeah, they don't even have a signature anymore. No signatures. They don't even teach that anymore. No cursive writing, little stuff like that. Like, it's crazy out here. And Josh, yeah, you say I don't understand why they don't have financial literacy as a standard class. Literally. I mean, literally, like, when you graduate high school, you should know the basics when it comes to just financial literacy. You should know the basics at least. At least. Snipes. And that's the thing. You say, where are the parents? This is where I'm at with that though. I get it. But we are also in the wilderness of North America. So for the most part, like the days are long gone where you can have one parent that's generating enough to run the household and hold the household down. More than likely, if you have mother and father in the picture, they both are having to work some extreme hours in order to, you know what I'm saying, in order to generate enough income to keep the family afloat. So it's like when you tie in the time that the child is spending at school, then if they are in any extracurricular activities, and then you have to work, and man, you might work a crazy shift and crazy hours. I don't know too many people that work normal 9 to 5 hours these days. And more than likely, you probably have multiple jobs. So it's like the parents, for the most part, are spending most of their time working so that they can provide for their children. So it's like it's hard for them to find the time to teach the children properly. And that's supposed to be the point of the school system. That's supposed to be the entire point. Like you sending your child to school for 7 and 8 hours. The school system has your child longer than you gonna have. So there's a larger influence in regards to the school system. If they have your child for 8, 9 hours a day, and you only really seeing them for 2 to 3, and they got to spend some of that time eating, doing homework, taking showers, talking to their friend, whatever the case may be, like you only probably have about an hour or 2 to get through to that child if you have a traditional schedule. So it's like that's the whole point of a school system. So if we came together as a village and we created a school system, we should create it in a way, or we need to create it in a way that, all right, when we send our child off to this school, they learning everything that like if I was able to, I would teach them. But we're going to send them to that school system, and that school system going to teach them everything that I'm not able to teach them due to my schedule. That's how it's supposed to go. Because let's be real, parents don't really have that amount of time these days. Like, man, we working too much. We working too hard. And we have to, for the most part. We have to. Like, seriously, we got to put in a lot of work to provide around here, man. That's just the way the world is currently. Didn't used to always be like that. So it's like, man, we always in grind mode because we trying to earn a living. Now, yeah, we might have about an hour or 2, maybe 3 to spare to teach the child what's right and exact. But if you send them to school, they spend more time at the school that they're going to spend at home. And then especially if they in extracurricular activities. Like when I made it to 4th and 5th grade and I started playing sports and things like that, man, there was no time. So I'm getting home from school. It's 4 o'clock and I got practice at 6 o'clock. Where is the time? Then my father working 3rd shift. So he has to sleep throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? So he sleep at a time where he could be teaching me. And then, yeah, it's crazy, man. People's schedules are different. So a lot of times people say, well, it's the parents' responsibility. It's also the parents' responsibility to provide for the child. You know, that's also their responsibility. So it's not necessarily that simple, cut and dry. So a lot of parents would teach and then some of the parents don't even know these things. You know, so again, it's like how some of these parents gonna teach what they don't know. So it's a lot of different layers to this. When it comes to certain subjects, man, parents are in the dark, just like the children. Hence why they would send them to school. Like, I want you to be better than me. It's some things that I didn't pick up from the school system. So I need for you to go through the school system and pick up on the things that I didn't pick up on. Now, again, we living in a hypothetical world. We know the truth about this wicked system. We know the truth. But we looking at it in the sense of, if that were not the reality, what would be the purpose of the school system? The purpose of the school system is to prepare these children, to prepare these kids for life. That's supposed to be the purpose of the school system, of the educational system, to prepare the child for life. Prepare the child for life. That's what it's supposed to be for. That's what it's supposed to be about. Yes, you're gonna get some jewels from your parents. We're not ever denying that. But if you spend 7 and 8 hours in the school system, that school is supposed to prepare you for life, man. At least you should come out of there, man, after 18, 19, 20, 25, 30, however long you in school, you should come out of there knowing how to do the mere basics. Other than that, there is no point in it. There's no point. The man, a guy, yeah, you say gloating, I got a PhD and master's, but don't know how to teach a first grader. Yeah, man, but they acquiring all these pieces of paper, all these degrees. And again, like I said, man, I know a lot of educated fools. I know a lot of educated fools, man. I know a lot of people that got these degrees, all of these PhDs, masters, all that, doctor, all that type of stuff, and they just fools. They think they know something. They think they qualify simply because they got a piece of paper, but they literally don't know anything because they've been trained by this system that don't have our best interests at heart. But they think because they didn't went through the school system, they got this piece of paper, they now validated, and they know more than you in regards to this subject matter. And we so mesmerized by statuses and labels and things like that, we believe whatever it is that they saying. Oh, they got the PhD in math, in science. They must know what they talking about. They must be right and exact 100% of the time. Doesn't work like that. That's not necessarily true. Just for show. Solo T40. Peace. You say most of them go to school simply to party. Literally. Lindell, peace. What's happening? Brandon, yeah, and exactly. And like I said, the way the world is today, like the traditional 9 to 5, like the traditional schedule out the window. More than likely, like just honestly speaking, more than likely we working crazy hours. Like when I was in the bank, like I was working a 9 to 5, but then I also had to train outside of that. So I would be working 7:45 to 4:45. Then I have to go right up to the gym, and I'm training from like 5 to like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Where do you have time? But I have to do that. If I'm not doing these things, then I'm not earning enough. You know what I'm saying? So we always, and we know the type of opportunities we have being black in corporate America. So it's like, that's why I tell more of us or encourage more of us, we got to do our own thing to afford ourselves the time so that we can homeschool and create our own schooling system. Because again, it's a waste of time, honestly. It's a waste of time for us to send our children to the school system. And they spend 18, 19 years and they graduate and don't know the basics. That's why I say we need to have more control. Because that's ridiculous, man. That's double work on a parent. Like, we should be able to have a system that we can trust and say, all right, man, since I'm having to work so hard, I should be able to send you here and you learn everything that I'm not able to teach you just because of my time, my lack of time. We should have systems like that. Again, that's what the village is for. Okay, I don't have time to teach you math. I don't have time to teach you the basics when it comes to financial literacy. I don't have time to teach you about health. Okay, so I can send you off here for 8 hours a day and you can learn everything you need to learn. That's how that's supposed to go. That's how that's supposed to go. Like, that's literally how it's supposed to go. Again, the parents gonna teach, you know what I'm saying? They gonna fill voids. We gonna do that. But like, that's the whole purpose of that type of system. That's the whole purpose of that type of system, man. Other than that, what is, like, somebody please let me know what's the point. If we created an educational system and that educational system wasn't preparing children for life, what is the point of sending a child there? Jason, peace. What's happening? Oh, Antoinette, Queen, you already know. You already know. And that's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm making this video, because I'm like, we literally feel like, and that's the person that I saw make that comment. It's like they subconsciously admitted that the school system is trash without saying it verbatim. Basically, they was like, it's up to the parents to educate the children. And she was saying that because she already knows subconsciously that the school system ain't doing its job. So we got to do it. But man, that's a lot of work on a working parent. Like, what's the point of having teachers? What's the point of having educators? If I got to be the teacher, if I got to be the educator, like, what's the point? What is the point? Like, that's almost like, like a trainer. That's almost like sending your child to me. And the whole reason you sending your child to the trainer is so that they can get stronger, they can get healthier. But you sending your child to me 2 hours a day, every day out the week, and then they coming back to you and their strength is not improving, their health is not improving. It's just, as a matter of fact, it's declining. What's the point? The reason why you sent them to me is because you don't have time to properly train your child. And matter of fact, you may not even know. You may not even know anything about how to train your child. So that's why you sending them to me. But if I'm not doing my job, what is literally the point? Why would you send your child to me? And the whole purpose of sending them to me is to get them healthier, and they not getting healthy. Their health is declining. What's the point? So now you got to try to become a trainer, but you don't have the time to learn what is required to properly train your child. Like, that is not your field. That's not your field. So now you're going to try to train your child. You're going to try to walk your child down a path that you're not qualified to walk them down. Like, that's the problem. That's the problem. We not know-it-alls, man. So we gotta send our children to experts that know some things about some things that we don't know. We out here trying to be experts in everything, man. That's an impossible task out here, man. But we don't have enough trustworthy individuals because we don't have a trustworthy system. So that's why I say it's up on us. It's on us, man. We got to find a qualified people when it comes to certain subject matters, man. Y'all want to send y'all child to learn about fitness. Here I go. Then we should have somebody that's a master historian. There we go. Then we got somebody that's master in science, physics, all those subjects. There we go. But instead, all of that is up to us, the parent, to teach the child. I don't agree with that. We got to work smarter, not harder. And that's supposed to be the entire point of the educational system, man. So that's why I always tell we got to band together. We got to unify, and we got to make everything easier. We got to make it easier on ourselves, man. Craig, for sure. The rules are definitely continuously changing. Solo T, yeah. College is one of the biggest scams known to man. Seriously, like, just in all honesty, one of the biggest scams. And I fell victim to it, so I already know. Dean, for sure. And that's what I'm saying, man. The moment that we continue to send our children off to their system to be educated and learn how to deal with life, that's why we losing. That's why we losing. That's literally why we losing. Pride Fiends, you say high school taught me time management. I wish I could say it did that for me. I wish I could say I did. I wish I could say it did that for me. Wish I could say it. Hey, Goddess, that's the Khalid Muhammad quote right there. And just, yep, exactly. It's like everybody doesn't have the ability to homeschool the child. So and that's what I'm saying. That's why I say, like, for the people that's not able to do it, we got to create more systems. Because again, like I said, and not everybody is qualified. So when people say, oh, where the parents at, man, some of the parents don't know. I didn't work in banks. So I'm like, I can vouch for the fact that a lot of parents are not financially literate. So they're not able to teach. Again, they're not able to teach what they do not know. So again, some parents don't know because they went through the same school system that they sending their child to. So again, like, if the parent don't know, how they supposed to teach the child? And then on top of that, they out here working, trying to earn a living. It's like, now they got to learn, and then they got to master the subject, then teach it to the child. Who has that type of time? The only thing that you can really be qualified to teach your child is something that you know, something that you have mastered. So if you don't know something, how you going to teach it to your child? How you going to teach it? If you're not well versed in health and fitness, how you going to teach that to your child? So we have got to do a better job of creating networks. So when it comes to things that we lack the knowledge of or knowledge on, we can send our child that way. Just like I got plenty of people, they send their kids to me. All right, like, look, fitness ain't my thing. I'm sending them to you because I trust you. And then I get the kid right. Then it's like, all right, they need a tutor in science. All right, I'm going to send them to you because you master science. Like, we need better networks of black people teaching black kids. We need to stop leaving that responsibility on a parent, man. Again, even when you go through the school system, once you start getting to middle school, high school, and sometimes even elementary schools, it's like you don't even have one teacher teaching the child everything. They go to different teachers, different classes. So why are we expecting parents to be well versed in everything? Man, I know plenty of parents that are not well versed in don't know anything about financial. Man, a lot of us are late in the game learning a lot of this stuff. So we still learning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, we should have better networks. So, all right, man, I feel comfortable sending my child to such and such to learn about finance. I feel comfortable about teaching my child or sending my child to such and such to learn about entrepreneurship, learn how to start a business, things of that nature. That's not my field. It's not my lane. I don't know everything there is to know. But I feel comfortable sending them off to here because they well versed in it. They did this. See, we got to have better networks. That's what the white folks have, man. They got networks. So what they feel like they lacking in the school system, guess what? On the side, they getting like they sending their child over here to learn how to play the piano. They sending their child over here to learn how to be a master scientist. Like, that's what they doing. We got to do the same thing. They sending their child over here to get trained on the personal end. So you seeing this white athlete that all of a sudden is just great or good, man, he working on the side. Because they know it's like, man, I can't just trust the school system 100% to give my child everything. But again, I don't know everything. So I got to send them places, send them to other people. So we got to build better networks. Build better networks. Dean, for sure. You say we also got to stop putting in these kids' heads that they are unworthy unless a university or white-owned company validates them. This coming from PhD. You already know, man. You already know. You already know. Now, I would say the younger generation now, they kind of on board. A lot of them are saying, forget all this corporate America and college, man, and they striving to do their own thing for the most part. And I like that type of energy. I love that type of energy, you know. But of course, we feel validated by these degrees, you know, by the piece of paper. We feel like that validates us. Some of us could already be doing the work that we designed to do, that we created to do, but we feel like we still got to go through their school system to get a piece of paper to validate the mission, to validate the path, to validate the journey. Like, nah, man, you already doing your life's work. You don't need to go through their school system and give them that money to get validated. You already doing it. The people are validating you. The people are validating you. The people are vouching for you. What you need to go to their school system for? Oh, the man, yeah, smartphone, dumb people for sure. Oh yeah, the man, yeah, man, the phone. Hey, these phones. But again, you know, it's that laziness. These phones are encouraging laziness. Tay, peace, queen. What's happening? What's the word? And Lindell for sure. But I'm gonna give you and Lindell to that point though. This is how they get us though. See, this is how they get us. See, that's what I'm saying. See, the whole point of that. Like I said, however long. So you in school from, let's just say you in school from 8 o'clock to about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And we saying, okay, when they get home from school, then they jump right on the game or they jump right into some recreational activities. Now, out the gate, that should be harmless because you like, man, you was in school, that's where you supposed to learn. So you was in school from 8 to 3:30. So then if you want to leave the school system and just play the game for an hour, that should be cool. But in the wilderness of North America for the black child, that's not. So you didn't spend all that time, you didn't spend 7-8 hours in the school system where you're supposed to be learning, and you got to get home and you still got to learn. That's what's crazy. Like, that's how bad the school system is. Like, you spend all that time in the school system, then you should be able to come home and chill for a little minute. Nope. Nope. Not the way this school system is wired and designed. And that's the sad reality. That's the sad reality, man. When that black child comes home after being at school for 6, 7, 8 hours, you still got to drill them because they ain't learned nothing. They ain't learned nothing. Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody learning style is different, and that's the thing about, especially the young black boys, man. The black boys, like we more hands on. The school system, the way it's designed, is not really designed for black boys. You know, we deal with testosterone and things of that nature. We got to get up. We got to move around. Like we got to be active. But then when we demonstrate that, then they diagnose us with the ADHD and things of that nature. That's one thing. Like that's one part of Umar Johnson's knowledge that we can all agree with when he talks about the black boys. Like that's an actual fact. And I think what's another brother that was before Umar, Jawanza Kung Fu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, man, but he was talking about that too way back in the day before Umar was even thought of. But the way we design to learn, like we got to get up, we got to be active. But when we demonstrate that in a classroom setting, they say we hyperactive. They say we, you know what I'm saying, we too hype, this, that, and the third. We have a learning disorder, things of that nature. No, this learning style just doesn't suit us. We got to be more hands-on. So we'll get diagnosed with ADHD and get put on all type of medication. But the school system, the whole wow, is not designed for us because we're not designed to sit for long periods of time and listen to people talk. We got to get up. We got to be active. Like that's common sense. But they gonna misdiagnose us and say we got ADHD, and then they gonna prescribe you some medication for your child or your young son. Yeah, just that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We live at the school, kids live at the school, and we live at the jobs. Like it's just what it is, man. It's 2021. Earning a living is different than it was back in 1990. A different ball game. And sometimes our elders, they get caught up in that. How not easy things were, man, but the fact that you could probably land a job, and that job that you land, you might land a decent job to where you could take care of the whole household with that one job. That one stream of income is enough to take care of the whole household. And I'm talking about 2 or 3 kids. Nah, it don't work like that in 2021. It does not work like that, especially if you in corporate America. The way that they starting off paying people, trash. You will have to be in corporate America 20, 30, 40 years before you make something that's respectable. So you're going to have to work about 2 or 3 jobs in order to keep your lights on. And that's another sad reality. Oh, guys, hey, yeah, Q Butter, yeah, for sure. Shout out to the brother with his school. Yeah, Kuma, that's a benefit. But you know, most people caught up in the school system that ain't teaching us anything at all. Yeah, Dean, man, you ain't gotta tell me, man. I'm telling you, I sat through 4 years of college and I went to sleep pretty much every class, and I still graduated made the dean's list. So what does that tell you? I'm sleeping every class and I'm graduating, making the dean's list and things like that. I'm paying zero attention. Matter of fact, it was people that didn't even go to class. They showed up when it was time to take the finals and all that, passed the finals, and they passed the class. School, it was a joke. It was a joke. It's literally a game. You just gotta know how to play the game. Literally, man, it's just a game. So I realized school was a game, unfortunately, when I got to college. I realized it was a game, and I learned how to play the game. And it was simple. I could have been one of the ones that didn't show up to class and just took the finals. But I showed up to class, I'm falling asleep, still passing everything, acing all the tests, because I knew how to take the test. It wasn't it literally didn't require intelligence. It was more so memorization. Knowing, like, just memorization, literally. Knowing keywords, vocabulary words, things of that nature, man. Things of that nature. It didn't have anything to do with intelligence, man. It was all about structure. Like, you writing a paper, depending on who the teacher is, your paper got to be structured a certain type of way. So once you learn how the paper needs to be structured for the professor, then now you're going to get A's on all your paper. You could be writing a bunch of garbage in the paper. As long as you following the format that they laid out for you, you're getting an A. And every professor has a different format. So like, I learned the game. It was all a game. I learned the game, and it had anything to do with intelligence. Didn't have anything to do with intelligence. Yeah, Brand, I'm telling you, man, a lot of stuff, man. I'm learning now, or I learned it when I was out of school, or I learned it outside of school. So, like when I was in college, pretty much the things that I learned that was beneficial, I learned on my own, self-studying. I learned a lot of that stuff on my own. Now, it was some things in college that I took and applied to my life. For the most part, I was reading on my own outside of school. So I was doing my own studying, which was challenging because I still had to, I still had to study for exams and stuff like that and do these projects and do all that type of nonsense, man. But I was taking it upon myself to try to study outside of school. But I shouldn't have had to do that, man. I should not have had to do that. But I had to do that. Had to do that because I was not learning anything. I was like, man, these textbooks trash. Like, they not teaching what's right and exact. It ain't got anything to do with, like, nah, man, it's just them textbooks dry and trash. So I was like, man, I got to read other books, man, to get this information. Got to read other books. These textbooks ain't right. Textbooks ain't lead me in the right direction. Airview Peace, what's happening? Yeah, Lindell and the pandemic, as I like to call it, it revealed a lot too, in regards to a lot of people really don't have a connection with their children. That's what that revealed. Because man, when the pandemic hit, a lot of people was like, man, they getting annoyed with their kids. Like that was the first time that a lot of people had to actually spend time with their kids, like that amount of time. And man, they was clashing. They couldn't fool with it. They couldn't fool. A lot of parents couldn't tolerate it, man. Like, I'm getting sick of these kids because they ain't never had to spend that amount of time with them. I was hearing that from a lot of parents. It was crazy. Craig, and that's what I got from college. That's what I got from college and private high school. That made me more rebellious. Going to a private high school and going to college made me more rebellious. That's literally what it did for me. That's literally what it did. Going to private school and then going to college made me more rebellious toward the educational system because I started to see the truth. It's almost like going to church. The more I went to church, the more I started to see the truth about the church. That's literally how school did me. Like the better schools I went to, the more I started to realize it was a game. I was like, man, they pimping us out here. So that's equivalent to how the more I went to church, the more I started to see how much of a scam it is and how ridiculous and deceptive it is, you know? Yeah, Kuma, yeah, high school, man, high school was like a joke to me, man. High school was a joke. I literally, since I was an athlete, I was really only there to play sports for the most part, man. It was, other than that, it was like a joke. It was a joke, man. And that's what it is. We gotta have more black teachers teaching, like more black people teaching these black kids about themselves and teaching them what's right and exact. Like that's what we need more of. We need more black educators when it comes to science, math, finance, health, all that, man. Just history, the law, like everything, man. We just need more black professors, man, more black teachers, more black educators teaching the truth, teaching what's right and exact, meaning more of the adults, more of the black adults. Like, we got to start hitting the books. We got to start studying more. Like, we got to value education. That's part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of these children are not getting taught properly, because the black adults, the black parents are not going out of their way to learn. We too lazy mentally. Like, man, do the work. If it's something that you didn't pick up on when you was a child, what's stopping you from learning about it now? Just do the knowledge to what you can. Like, if you feel like it's something that'd be beneficial to learn about it. Learn about it. It's never too late to learn. Like, if you're not financially literate and you 40, it ain't nothing to pick up a book. There ain't nothing to pick up a book and master it now. Ain't nothing to pick up a book right now in your 40s to learn more about financial literacy. There ain't nothing wrong with it right now. Go ahead and pick up that book. Go ahead and pick up that book, man. But it's a lot of adults that don't value learning. And instead of picking up books, instead of studying, they make excuses as to why they can't do it. So we got to stop doing that as adults, as parents and things of that nature, man. We got to value knowledge. We got to value studying. We got to value research. We're not doing enough of that. We too lazy with it. I don't have the time. Yes, you do. We got time to be on Facebook. We got time to comment on everybody's status. We got time to debate, go back and forth. We got time for that. We got time to study. So we got to start consuming the proper information. And then that is going to make it that much easier for us to teach the children what's right and exact, because we value learning. We value the knowledge. We doing the work. We doing the research. But a lot of adults, man, we not doing the research, man. We not studying. We pulling up memes. You know what I'm saying? We meme scholars and whatnot. Like, that's the path that we taking. Got to stop doing that. Got to stop doing that. Got to start embracing, or start back embracing, the art of research. Hold on, just wait a minute. What you said yesterday? I was told that women can't parent. Now, who said something like that? They don't even. Who said that? Oh, he reacts for sure. Yeah. Or mind peace. What's happening? He said our natural abilities make us lazy. Yeah, we just too lazy, period. And he reacts, you said more men are dropping out at higher rates. Yep, for sure. I mean, because again, it's not designed for us. And like I said, it's more suitable for the man to just learn a skill or a trade. Like, honestly, like, in all honesty, it's more suitable for the young black male to learn a skill or a trade. It's like, it makes more sense to learn how to do something as a man that's hands-on. Like, I wish I would have taken that more seriously as a child. You know what I'm saying? Just learning how to do things hands-on. Like, that's more so up our lane, right up our alley. Goddess, man, listen, I'm glad you got to experience that, man, because I might have had I had black teachers. I think I might have had one black male teacher that no, I had a few black male teachers. One was a PE teacher. He actually fooled me. But I only had like a few legit black teachers, as far as like black, like they are black and for their people and want to see their kids prosper. All the rest of them was like some Sambos and whatnot, telling us we ain't gonna never amount to anything because we listening to rap music and stuff like that. I had a bunch of those, man. Like, I couldn't stand them. Couldn't stand them. I can't stand black people with that type of mentality, man. I can't stand it. They disconnect from the youth. Like, you judging and criticizing the youth, telling them, oh yeah, you listening to that music. Man, you gotta reach these kids where they at, man. Stop judging them, criticizing, man. They don't want to hear that out the gate. They don't want to hear that out the gate, man. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. They don't want to hear you criticize them out the gate. If you chopping it up with the youth, and the first thing you coming with is criticism, man, they tuning you out. They tuning you out. They tuning you out for sure. Jeremiah, appreciate that donation. You say, man, this is my computer out here acting slow. But you say, can you speak on today's mathematics when you have time off? For sure, man. Y'all already know I can always build on the mathematics for the day, man. What we got today is the 18th, man. We got knowledge, build, destroy, all being born to born. And we already know what it means to give birth, man. That's to bring something into existence, man. So you got to know how to build on a positive, destroy the negative, and that should give birth to a powerful reality. That's the simple breakdown on the mathematics for the day. But let me tap into some of the comments. Shayna Peach, what's happening, Queen? You say, true, some parents couldn't wait for this pandemic lockdown to end so they could send their kids to indoctrination camps, aka schools. Mine's a prime example. Man, I'm telling you, they could not wait. They could not wait to send their kids back to school. They don't even care if they get a virus or not. They don't care. They was just ready for them to get out of their face. And that's crazy. I was like, man, the relationships out here between parents and the kids was kind of crazy. It was chaotic. It was destructive. It was toxic. And that pandemic, like, demonstrated that. Demonstrated that for sure. Man, just I'm like, yeah, I see a lot of people talking about they don't use any of the info. I got it like literally. Man, I took a bunch of classes, man. It's like I didn't forgot that I took classes like home ec, like classes where we was cooking. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything from them classes, man. Anything from them classes. The only classes that was about semi-useful were like the basics, like when I was in kindergarten, first grade, second, and a lot of that type of stuff, man, I was learning at the crib. Like how to count, how to talk, you know what I'm saying? English, grammar, things like that, man. Like that's little stuff that you learned at the crib because you listening to people talk. And of course, like as a parent, you want your child to, you know what I'm saying, learn the ABCs and stuff like that. So a lot of that we learned at the crib. But when it comes to like middle school and high school and all that type of stuff, man, that's when things got real pointless. And then in college, man, taking some little, I took a jazz appreciation class. I done told y'all that before. I took one of those joints in college. Like, come on, man. Now, if jazz is my thing, if that's about to be my line of work, cool. But man, that's something I could be learning on. Like that's recreational. Why am I wasting my time? Why am I spending my money taking a jazz appreciation class? And on top of that, is white dude teaching it. Man, I don't want to sit in this. I don't want to sit in this. But I was in there though. Got an easy A. Easy A. Oh, Akuma, man, you already know. I see Akuma talking about the Crusades, man. I already told y'all that was my mascot in high school, the Crusaders, man. So I learned I can go in detail about that. And that was just so when you really think about what I'm telling y'all about the school that I went to, that's so hypocritical and contradictory. I was literally at a private school, say Lutheran school, where the mascot is a crusader. And we sitting here taking theology classes. Oh wow, the mascot is a crusader. Do y'all understand the history behind what a crusader is and what the crusaders were? Like literally out here killing people that have different beliefs than them. If you didn't convert over here to our way of life, we killing you. We killing you, like literally. But this is supposed to be a school we learning about the Bible. We taking Old Testament, New Testament. So this is supposed to be a religious school, a holy school. Oh wow, the mascot is a crusader. I'm talking about total hypocrisy. That don't even make any sense. For that to be a mascot of a school where you're supposed to be learning about religion. Like that right there, the mascot of my school is all the proof you need that religion is a bunch of BS. Literally, the school I went to, when you break the name down, the mascot being a crusader is letting you know all you need to know. Man, this religion stuff is some BS. Literally, crusader. Like that's literally what the mascot were. We playing football. We are the Crusaders. Literally, literally. Just in peace. What's happening? So don't even get me started on that. Man, I'm telling man, I was in that class and I was semi-interested in it because you know what I'm saying, they bringing up some old jazz goats that I was fooling with. So I was semi-interested in it, but at the end of the day, I'm like, man, this is pointless. Like, ain't nothing challenging about this class. Like, I'm just in here getting an easy A because most of it I already knew. I'm black. I mean, come on now. I'm black and my people from the South. Like, I know about jazz, man. So it's like it's an easy class. Easy. Yeah, Nero, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like again, like I said, man, if I'm creating a curriculum, if it's my job to create a curriculum for a school system where your child gonna be in there for 18 years, I guarantee they gonna know how to defend themselves. They gonna know what foods to eat. They gonna know the basics about nature. Like they gonna know all of these things, man. And and it's repetition. So we gonna teach them what they need to know at every level. So by the time they get out, they good to roll. When it comes to the basics and even past the basics, they gonna know how to survive and thrive. Man, they gonna know how to grow some food if they have to. Like they gonna know how to do these things. Somebody run up on them, they know how to defend themselves. Like they know how to do these things, man. They know how to fill out a withdrawal slip. They know how to sign their name. Like they know what foods are good. They know what foods are bad. They like, hey man, you putting this on my plate. This ain't supposed to be on my plate. I learned today in school that this is toxic, and it's like all of that. They're gonna learn those basics, man. They're gonna learn those basics. And these are, again, these are basic things. It's a basic things. Oh, God, it's, man, for sure. I'm telling you, man, when I said, I saw that. Like, these mothers was having a hard time connecting with the child. They couldn't stand it. They was getting annoyed. They was getting irritated. They was like, man, they need to go back to school because they eating up all the food. And that's when you really realize how people were definitely not getting paid enough. Because, man, it was like that, man, I'm finding out I got to buy more food than I've been buying. It was like, man, a lot of parents were struggling. A lot of parents were struggling when the pandemic hit and they had to buy all this food and things of that nature, man. They was used to the school system feeding them, for one, that garbage food. And that's a whole nother topic. But then it was like, hey, now I gotta make sure they eating 3 times a day at least. So I gotta spend more money. I'm telling y'all, man, like the way the system is set up, man, the way the system is designed is crazy. That's why I always encourage people, man, get out of corporate America, man, and we got to get our power back. But getting out of corporate America is one of the ways, man. Corporate America is on the decline. Man, I've been seeing little documentaries, little YouTube videos telling about more people quitting their jobs. Like, man, listen, corporate America is trash, man. People walking off these jobs, like a lot of these places are short staffed because they're not paying these people anything. They not paying these people anything, man. They just not doing it, man. A lot of people, they tired of disrespectful pay. You want me to do all this work? You paying me $15 an hour? All right, I'm quitting. I can go find that anywhere. But a lot of these places are short staffed, man, because again, they not paying anything. People got families. They got mouths to feed, man. They cannot feed these babies making this $15, $16 an hour. And I mean, they got to be there 8, 9 hours out. Like, nah, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. So we grinding more, man. We get more on the hustle, the legal hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we tired of playing by their rules, man, because that system is killing us. System is killing us on both ends, the corporate American system and the educational system. It's killing us all. It's killing us all. So you got these kids, man, you trying to provide for these kids and you getting these disrespectful offers. Talking disrespectful, man. You got 10, 15 years of experience. This job telling you you're going to start off at $16 an hour. Come on, man. Come on. It's disrespectful out here, man. Fried Fiends. What school, man? What school system was you at, man? Because like I said, man, where I was at, none of that. None of that. Jeffrey, you say which public school would have taught me some money management for sure. And again, it's like everybody talk about like maybe having 1 or 2 classes in high school that it's repetition, man. I feel like financial literacy is not something that should be taught when you get to high school for like 1 class. Like, this is stuff that we should be teaching children every year. Like, every year they should have a class pertaining to financial literacy. Literally, every year. Repetition. Like, the basics in life, they should be taught these things every year. They should be taught about these things every year in some way, shape, or form. Literally. Every year they should learn something about financial literacy. Like, that should every year, every semester, every quarter, like they should learn something about financial literacy. That should be the way the game goes. So by the time they 18, 19, man, they just spent 12, 13 years, and every year they can learn something about financial literacy. It's embedded in them now. That's repetition. Repetition is king, they say. We say, oh man, I took a finance class in high school. I took it 1 quarter. Man, that ain't enough. That ain't enough. You took 1 finance class in high school. Like, that's not enough. That's not enough to master that, man. That subject is, come on, man, it takes time to master that. Deep Locket Peace, what's happening? Yeah, but man, we weren't learning anything. We weren't learning anything where I was at. And like I said, sometimes you would hear stories of, you would have like a school system where you have a black teacher that he's going outside of the curriculum. He or she is going outside of the curriculum to teach some of the children what's right and exact. But if they follow the curriculum to a T, then the curriculum just gonna have a miseducated and misguiding the children. So sometimes you would have a teacher or a professor that goes outside of the curriculum to help the black kids, the black children. Now you have that, but I didn't necessarily even come across that. Like I said, I came across a lot of Sambos. I came across a lot of people that was trying to tell me I wouldn't amount to anything because I choose to have locks and things like that, man. I came across that. That was my experience, man. I came across the sellouts. And that's what created the energy that y'all currently see. That's what I came across, man. That's what I had to deal with. Especially the moment I decided to grow some locks. There they go. Came out of the woodworks on me, man. Everybody want to judge me. I ain't never been in trouble. Ain't never did anything. Always kept good grades. But the moment I said, all right, I'm growing my locks, they wanted to criminalize me because they didn't let the media, as we say, whitewash. So I come out, I grow the locks, disregarding my clean past, my clean history. You a criminal, you a bad guy now. So that's what I had to deal with. Like everybody wanted me to be a sellout, man. I didn't actually start growing my locks out until like my freshman year in high school. Now I had like a fro. I had afro like starting in the 5th grade. But I had wanted to have locks like from like probably about 3rd, 4th grade. But everybody was adamantly against it. So I was having to fight with everybody. Nobody wanted me to like literally have locks. So I started off with an afro. Then I started getting braids. And then next thing you know, I had a style that led to the locks. But it was like, man, every time I would say something about wanting locks, wanting hair, everybody was looking at me crazy. Like, man, I'm talking about my own people, be your own people. Nobody wanted you to have hair as a black man. They was like, nah, you can't have it. You can't walk around with this hair. I was like, man, what in the world? What is happening? You know, it was crazy, man. Just all the sellout energy that was surrounding me. That was draining. Like that was draining. Like it took a lot for me to be able to just convince people that, man, hey, let me grow my hair, man. But I always I wanted hair for a long time, man. And I was fighting everybody. I was fighting peoples. I was fighting the elders around me. The school said like people did not want me to grow my hair, man. Just what they did not want. They want you to play by their rules, man. They want you to keep a low cut and things like that. Rock the suit and tie, all that type of stuff. Stuff that you may not want to do, stuff that may not be for you. Just like school ain't for everybody. It's not for everybody to wear a suit and tie. Like it wasn't for me. That's not me. It doesn't fit me. I'm not one of those dudes. Like I tried to live that life. It's not for me, man. That's not for me, man. I'm not comfortable with it. It's not for me. I don't even want to do it. You know, so that's not for everybody, man. And again, we be thinking that it is. Like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Cut the hair, wear the suit and tie, do this, that, and the third, go to school. Like all that stuff ain't for everybody, man. You got to allow people, man, to basically create their own lane, man. Just find their lane and allow them to stay in that lane instead of trying to force them to be in other folks' lanes. Like, nah. Like, and a lot of times that's what we do to these children. They naturally have that creative energy. They naturally have that entrepreneurial type energy, but we kill it. We kill it quickly. We kill it while they're young, man. We kill it while they're young, man. And we already have them conforming at a young age based on our insecurities and our fears and our failures. We instill that in them. Like, nah, man, that child, man, they fearless. They ain't fearing this system out the womb. Like they fearless. They ready to fight. They ready to go to war. They ready to do this. They ready to change the world. And we like, nah, you can't do this. You got to be more realistic. This ain't gonna make you no money. Focus on this. There it is. Creative energy has now died. Akuma, man, I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that. Yeah, E-reaction at corporate America is, I already know. Yeah, Justin, for sure. Yeah, it's always your own people, man. Always your own. You know, the white folks act like they love the hair when they see you in person. Whole while they probably afraid of it. But, you know, the white folks come, oh, my gosh, I love your hair. Like, that'd be what the white people hit me with when they see me. Oh, my gosh, I love your hair. Your hair is so long. Ooh, all that type of stuff. Black people be looking at you crazy. And it's the whitewashing. It's the programming. We designed to look at our own people like, man, why he got all that hair? You need to cut your hair. You need to do this, that, and the third. Be your own people. That's where you get the most criticism. That's where you get the criticism. And Justin, that's where I'm at, man. I'm actually getting back into that zone. Like for a moment, I was kind of letting stuff slide, but it's like now, man, I kind of be spazzing out on some of these sellout brothers and sisters. Like I don't really appreciate that energy, man. Like I was letting it slide for a minute back in the day. I used to attack them. Like as soon as they said something, we going at it. And it's like now I've been kind of checking some of these folks, man. Like keep that sellout energy away from me, man. I'm not one of them ones, man. I'm not gonna sell myself out, man. I'm not gonna do it. Like they say everybody has a price. I don't when it comes to certain things, man. Like I don't have that sellout type of energy, man. That don't sit well with me. Selling out never sat well with me, man. But they say faking it till you make it, that type of stuff never sat well with me, man. If I can't be myself and be accepted, if I can't be myself and make it to the top within this organization, it's not for me, man. It's not for me. I need to be able to be myself. I need to be able to be free. I need to be able to be liberated and things of that nature. I'm not one to be able to conform to society standards just so I can get a promotion and get a raise or get some type of money and then reveal the true me. Can't do that, man. I've never been that type of individual. Never been that type of individual, man. So when you come into me with that type of energy, more than likely it's gonna get met with some resistance, and I'm gonna have to let you know something about yourself and this Sambo-ish advice that you're trying to give me, because I really don't appreciate it. Keep that energy away from me. Jason, you say you done got into a scuffle with police, got locked up for 1 day for trespassing. Was they messing with you, my brother? Airview, I already know, man. You are, man. Me and my pops clashed a few times over my hair. Clashed a few times over. But they pretty much just had to give up because they saw that I was true to the cause, man. They saw that me cutting my hair, or they saw the passion behind me wanting to grow my hair, and it was like, man, it ain't no, like, he gonna do it. Like, he gonna grow it, and he not gonna cut it. So once they saw that I was true to this, man, they kind of left it alone, man, because they know it ain't nothing you can say to me now. Man, I done had this hair for too long, as y'all can tell by the length. So you might as well give that up and cancel Christmas, you know? A lot of people thought it was just a phase. Like, nah, I want to grow this hair. And I'm talking about I'm growing my hair. Like, this hair is about to get extremely long type deal. Like, I'm growing it and I'm not looking back. Like, that's what I was on. And as you see, I meant that. My word was my bond. Like, I wasn't just wanting to grow my hair because I saw some entertainer do it. You know, that was another thing, man. Like, you know, the people that ain't true to it, they growing their hair because they see a rapper do it. Man, I genuinely wanted to grow my hair because I felt like that's what I was supposed to do. I felt like that's how I was supposed to look. I can honestly tell y'all, it ain't somebody that I saw and I was inspired to grow my hair. Those are the ones, they ain't true to it, man. I literally was like, man, I feel like growing my hair just made more sense to me. So I wanted to grow my hair from as long as I can remember. It wasn't nobody that I saw at the time say, dang, man, his hair look cool. I want to be like such and such. No, I just know I need to grow my hair. Peter Cash, appreciate that. Peter Cash, appreciate that donation. You said as a single dad, I will be both working and homeschooling this year. And that's what I'm saying. Peace to my brother Peter, man, because that's what we gotta do. It's a hard task. But again, like I said, in the wilderness of North America, that we unfortunately have to do the school system's job for them because they are doing a terrible job. So we have to take on the role of educator for the most part. It's a sad reality, but we have to do that. But we have to do it. So again, that's why I encourage all my brothers and sisters to do the knowledge, man. We gotta learn out here. We gotta value learning. You know what I'm saying? We gotta join book clubs, whatever the case, whatever it's gonna take for us to learn. Like, we gotta learn. We gotta learn the basics so we can pass these basics down. We can pass these better habits down. But we gotta start creating the better habits for ourselves. Once we create the better habits, now we know, then we can pass them down. Then the children can see from experience, and they be like, all right, cool. Now I see what Mom Dukes is doing. I see what Pops is doing. All right, I'm gonna learn based off of that. But again, we have terrible habits. We lack the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So again, we passing all that down. We passing the ignorance down and wonder how it got there. We wondering how the children are ignorant, whole while we ignorant. We don't know. And we wondering why they don't know. Because we don't know. And we sending them off to the enemy, thinking that the enemy is gonna teach them. Nope. Nope. So we gotta stop doing that. Jeffrey, man, appreciate that. You already know. So we gotta stop doing that, man. We sending them off to the oppressor and be like, all right, then we mad that they come back and lack all type of information and knowledge. D-block it. There you go. You know what I'm saying? There you go. There you go. Like I said, man, I just naturally wanted to have hair because I just felt like that's what I was supposed to have. Like I said, there was nobody that was out around that time that I looked at them and was like, man, they got some locks. I want to look like that. I want to look like them, man. I had, like I said, I had the fro. I was rocking that fro. Then I got some braids. And then next thing you know, I'm locking up, man. But that's how I always wanted to hear, man. But it took me a long time going back and forth with people, you know, arguing, debating, all that type of stuff, man. As a young bull over something like hair, like it was crazy. Magic Peace, what's happening? So again, man, like when it comes to this school system is just striving to make the black child conform to their rules and regulations. It's training grounds. That's literally what the school system is. That's literally what the educational system is for a black child. Is training grounds, man. They trying to mold you until they're puppet, until they're slave. So they want you. They are, you got to cut your hair. You got to talk this way. You got to know this. You got to know that. They tell you what to know and not how to think. So again, like it's training grounds, man. It's training grounds. That's all that it is. It's all that the educational system is. Training grounds. Literally all it is for the black child. Creating a slave. The making of a slave. That's all that the educational system is. The making of a slave. The making of a servant. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. The making of a servant, the making of a slave. That is literally it. Then once you start getting to the collegiate level, now they really getting you because you about to start breaking some enormous bread, get into some enormous debt, thinking that you're really doing something because you're getting more degrees and all that type of stuff. So they get you, man. But it's training grounds, man. Like you coming out of that joint a slave. You coming out of that joint a slave, man. If you just go through the educational system and don't do any type of learning outside of the educational system, you coming out of that joint a servant, a slave, a serf, whatever word that you want to utilize. That's how you coming out of that joint. That's how you coming out. You have been indoctrinated. You have been programmed. Now you are a good slave. Tyra, peace. Just, man, 100%. Never fit in. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Even what's crazy is even when I was fitting in, I didn't fit in, if that makes any sense. Like, if that makes any sense, even when I was fitting in, I didn't fit in. And what I mean by that is, like, I was cool with everybody. I was just cool. I was cool with everybody. I ain't really had no beefs. So, like, I fit in just off of the fact that I was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to have conversations with anybody, you know, and I was just into sports. Like, I did all that type of stuff. But even when I would hang around people, I still, like, was different. So even when I was fitting in, I didn't fit in. So I was always the one. I was always the homeboy that was different. And matter of fact, and that was how I was described. Like I just recently connected back up with with a dude I went to high school with, and we, you know what I'm saying, forming this little, you know, coalition, this group. And that's how he described me to the individual that he brought me into the mix to meet. He was like, man, even in high school, he was always different. He was always moving different. He always thought different. That's how it was. So I was hanging around, you know what I'm saying? I'm hanging around everybody, but I'm still thinking different. I'm still moving different. So I'm not allowing them to influence the way that I move. So I always stood on my square, even as a child. Even if I'm hanging around everybody, I still didn't allow them to just persuade me and influence me to move a certain type of way. So I was always different, even when I was fitting in. That's why I tell people I was around all of the stuff, but I never got off my square. Never got off of it. Never got off that square. I was around the drugs. I was around the people that was involved in the gang life. I was around all of it. I could have easily went in all of those directions because I was around. I was cool with all of it. But I was like, nah, I ain't doing all that, man. I ain't doing it. Kyra, for sure, you say college is by far the worst thing I've experienced on an intellectual basis. They will try to make you think according to principles that serve their agenda. 100% right and exact. And I got an example of that. I got a straight story, like I talked about writing papers. Man, I had a history teacher. The dude name was Mr. Diamond. He was an old white dude. He was a history professor at the college that I was at. I think this might have been my freshman year. He had a rough reputation. They was like, man, if you take his class, bro, you more than likely gonna fail. Like, dude, grade. He strict. He grade. The way that he grade, like, you can't never get an A or B on his papers. So I was like, you know me, I'm up for the challenge. I'm like, man, what y'all mean? How everybody coming in here failing this dude class or getting D's? They can't get B's or A's on the paper. So, okay, lo and behold, I'm in his class and we get our first paper. So I do the paper, boom. In my mind, I killed this paper. I'm like, I forgot what the paper was about, but I know I killed the paper. All right, we turn the paper in. Everybody in the class, I'm talking about C and below. So I'm like, hold on. I said, man, I know this paper is right and exact. Man, I put my all into this paper. So what I do, I went and hollered at Mr. Diamond. I said, hey, yo, I said, boom. I said, man, what? I said, so I got a C or whatever I got on the paper, like a C minus or something. I'm like, man, I got a C minus. But I feel like this paper is right and exact. I feel like I answered everything that you needed me to answer in this paper. And I feel like I kept it simple, like I met the criteria, whatever the case may be. I said, so what's up? This dude literally said he didn't care. Like, he literally basically told me he didn't care about the content. It was supposed to be structured and formatted a certain type of way. So he literally was telling me he didn't care what I actually wrote. He cared about how it was formatted. And from that day forward, I was one of the only ones in that class that was getting A's on the paper. Really, all he wanted to do, he wanted people to come in there and talk to him. And once you talk to him, he gave you the game. He literally gave you the formula on how to pass his class. And I literally just followed the formula. So then from that day forward, I was writing a bunch of nonsense, but I just followed his structure and his format, and I got A's. So I ain't learned anything. Hence why I can't even remember any of the papers. Because it was irrelevant. It didn't matter. I didn't have to do research or anything. I just had to format it a certain type of way. Literally. He basically told me that he read the first paragraph and like the last paragraph of the entire paper. Literally. That's literally what he told me. He was like, the in-between don't matter as long as it look a certain type of way. So once I learned that, I said, all right, cool. So that's, man, that's what college was for me. I would go chop it up with a professor, learn what I need to learn about them, like the grading style, how they grade these papers, like that type of stuff. Once I learned that, I was good to roll. That's why I say it was a game. It was a game. It was a game. You had to learn the professor. Once you learn the professor, you learn how they grade it. There you go. You good. They're like, all right, this teacher, they care more about participation points. So all you got to do is raise your hand 3 or 4 times and answer 3 or 4 questions. You can be wrong. It don't matter. As long as you participate and answer 3 or 4 questions, you're going to get an automatic, at least a B in the class. I had several classes like that. So for the first 3 questions that's asked, I raised my hand. I answered the 3 questions. Right or wrong, I don't care. I just say whatever comes to my mind. And there we go. I got to be off the strength of participation. I could fail every test, still got to be off the strength of participation. I was learning the game. That's all college was, big old game. And that's life. Kyron, there you go. Made it about the LGBT. Now, I can imagine that. See, back then, when I was in college, that wasn't really as heavy. So they wasn't pushing that type of agenda. They wasn't pushing it as heavy back then, man. But yeah, no, I had some other things that were being pushed back then. Like, I was dealing with people thinking, because I was in Iowa, so I was dealing with people thinking that racism ain't still as heavy. And I'm like, yo, I'm telling y'all right now, as a black man, I experience it. Matter of fact, I'm experiencing it right now. Look at the room. It's segregated. It's 2 of us black people in here, and we sitting together, and the rest of y'all on this side. The rest of y'all seated together. That's that. That's indirect. Y'all don't even realize what y'all doing. I said, if you go to the cafeteria, if you go to the cab, I guarantee you, all the black kids, they gonna be sitting together. All the white kids gonna be sitting together. What y'all mean racism ain't still heavy? Like y'all don't even realize how y'all practicing it. Like it's subconscious to the point it's automatic now. Y'all don't even realize how prominent it is out here because y'all have been doing it for so long. Like it's subconscious, it's unconscious right now. To the point y'all don't even think it exists. Like little stuff like that. And they trying to tell you, they trying to swear that it ain't that bad. It ain't as bad as it was. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So stop playing with us. Justin, hey, those two books are some goats. Like those some good books right there. Miseducation of the Negro, definitely one of the first books I read. J. Rogers is one of them dudes. Nature Knows No Color Line. Definitely some powerful joints. Definitely some powerful books, man. J.A. Rogers is one of the goats. And this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Black is you know how many black, man, listen, you know how many black scholars we done had that like black kids don't ever learn about? Like Robin Walker. Like I got a book, When We Ruled, right here. Robin Walker. That book about 800 pages. Black kids ain't learning nothing about that. They read textbook by a bunch of white folks. But we have written plenty of books. Plenty of black scholars out here. Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark, J.A. Rogers, Carter G. Woodson. Just to name a few. Amos Wilson. Just to name a few. But who we learning about in school? Who the author of these textbooks? I got some of these textbooks, man. I can just go grab my textbooks and y'all will see these authors pushing their agenda in these textbooks. Come on now. Come on now. Peter, appreciate that donation. Appreciate it. Nappy tell you, say my ex's college textbook had to where there was over 100 genders and she had to learn of them. See, nah. That's all I gotta say. Nah. Just nah. 100 genders? Like what are we talking about? But that's the way of the world, though. That's the way of the world. That's literally the way of the world now. That's where that's where we headed. Like I said, they didn't already normalize all of that. Bestiality is up next. So again, they about to normalize having relationships with animals. Like, that's pretty much already out here, man, for the most part. Pretty much already out here, but y'all about to see that more in the news and things like that in the next coming years. So, like, again, that's how it's gonna go. Really, well, pedophilia gotta beat that first, though. So it's gotta go pedophilia, and then it's gotta go bestiality, like I said. So those are the next agendas that they pushing. The next things that they gonna try to make you accept out here: pedophilia, and we're gonna have bestiality. I've said it. Y'all can mark my words. Those are the next things that they're gonna try to force us to accept. Again, they're gonna try to make you accept that 40-year-old crushing on your 13-year-old daughter is cool and normal. Telling y'all that's coming. It is coming. It's coming. They're gonna start hitting you with it. Well, I was born this way, man. I don't watch documentaries on these type of individuals, man. I don't watch documentaries on that type of man because that's sick mind. So you want to see the science behind a sick mind like that. And they be trying to say they can't help it. I feel like I was born like this. I was born with this. Like, listen, I've heard them say this. So it's gonna get to the point now, since they making everything acceptable. These people that say they born like this and they can't help it, there you go. That's gonna be the reasoning, and that's what they gonna force on you. That's what they gonna force on you. I was born with this obsession and things like that. Like literally, man, I'm telling y'all that's where we headed. That's where we headed. Jeffrey, man, Jeffrey, you sitting next to one, huh? Yeah, Dean, and if you stand up and say anything about a black man being a masculine man, they're gonna look at you like you need to get out this class. So now that's another thing that we got to be concerned about in regards to the teaching of the children. Now we got to send them to school and they're gonna again learn about 100 genders. Man, what we knew about masculinity, femininity. That was how simple life was for us. Man, woman. That's all we need to know. Literally all I need. That made life simple. Now you got to learn. It's a million. You got to learn about all these genders and stuff like that. Man, woman. There we go. Oh, Jason, Ivan Van Sertima for sure. Another one. Oh, Magic Realm. Yeah. Pedophilia. They in the process now of normalizing that. Like they in the process now. That's gonna happen soon. That's gonna happen soon. Like that's happening. That's happening soon. Like that's happening soon. Like we gonna live to see that. Like we gonna live to see that. Yeah, just what I'm saying. I ain't got. Yeah, I don't have. Listen, I'd rather occupy the space in my mind. Like I'd rather occupy that with some other stuff, man. Not that. Like I'm not trying to memorize that. I'm not trying to figure out what I need to call you. You look like a dude. You know what I'm saying? You a dude. You he. You him. You that. That's what I'm calling you. Like I just don't care at this point. Find me. Whatever law y'all got. Like find me for calling dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Hey guys, I saw that. I didn't watch it, but I saw that. So I'm gonna have to tap in. I'm gonna have to tap into that. But yeah, pedophilia, bestiality, that's it. They about to hit us with all that. They about to hit us with all that. I mean, they hitting us with it currently. But yeah, that's about to be the new norm. So they didn't already, the alphabet community didn't already succeeded. They just further pushing the agenda. They didn't already pretty much succeeded. Like that's the norm out here. Like they got us. The world is theirs now. They literally out here running the world. Like they literally run the world. Literally, the alphabet community is on top. Like they got a lot of power. Like they have a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time for the pedophiles because again, y'all already know most of the politicians are pedophiles. Y'all know most of these some of these presidents that people didn't voted for, pedophiles, was involved in all these sex rings and things like that. So they got to normalize that. You start doing the knowledge, you start researching a lot of these politicians, and I'm talking about on a national scale and local. Your local politicians and your national politics, like pedophilia is big with them, man. They be touching these under it. Like y'all see what R. Kelly then got accused of. That ain't nothing new in Hollywood. Like he just learned from the white folks. What R. Kelly did ain't nothing different than what Bill Clinton did and been a part of. George Bush, all of them, man. They didn't all been a part of something similar to what R. Kelly is now on trial for. They didn't all did it. Some of your most respected politicians, they have been a part of that. They ain't been a part of it. I guarantee you, especially Bill Clinton. Y'all know the first black president was Bill Clinton. Man, stop playing with me. Stop saying that. I don't claim Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was just as evil and wicked as y'all claim Donald Trump was. So when y'all go back and trace Bill Clinton's history, y'all gonna see pedophilia. Y'all gonna see that he had no respect for women. All of that type of stuff, man. Y'all gonna see that dude was, man, y'all just gonna see. Y'all, some of y'all know. So they gonna normalize that for the politicians out here, man, because these politicians be out here wicked when it comes to how they deal with the young girls out here, man. Wicked, no regards for their lives, man. Be out here raping them, be out here prostituting, the sexual, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Jay Son, man, I still be writing from time to time. Peter, they gonna get exposed in due time. Like in due time, they gonna get exposed. But like I said, yeah, pedophilia, man. A lot of them politicians fit the bill. They fit that bill. They fit that bill, man. I'm talking about some of the politicians that you would least expect. They out here They out here. They out here. Been involved in some sex rings, man. Been involved in a whole lot of sex rituals and all that type of just nonsense, man. It's wicked, man. It's a wicked world out here, man. Yeah, goddess, they don't get no time at all. Because again, like you said, them children's lives means absolutely nothing. You have traumatized the person, you have affected that person for the rest of their life, and you get 5 years for that. And then you probably, if you're a politician, you probably getting treated pretty good once you get locked up. Getting protected, your cell cozy, all that type of stuff. Oh yeah. Joe, Oh yeah. Creepy Joe definitely been involved. People don't understand, man. Y'all know how old Joe is? Like, y'all know how old Joe is? Like, come on now. Just look at how old Joe is. So look where he got most of the game from. Look at the time where he was a youngin. Look who raised Joe. Look who influenced Joe. Come on, man. Like, that all you got that tell you all you need to know. That tell you all you need to know when you analyze his age, man. You already know Joe was a part of all of that, man. Joe he still probably fooling with some of it, most of it. Oh yeah, Magic for sure. For sure. They definitely got connections with these families, man. Like the families that got a lot of power. But like I said, that's part of what I'm working towards too, to do some exposing. But like I said, it's a time and a place for everything. It's a time and place for everything, man. So I'm strategic with how I go about exposing and revealing certain things, man. It's a time and a place to start putting the heat on. It's a time and a place, man. I'm gonna strike at the perfect time when it comes to revealing some of the information. Like I got plenty of information on some of these politicians, man. Just certain things, man. Just certain little movies that y'all need to go back and watch, man. Just man, it's a lot of things out here, man. But it's a time and a place for it. Like I was talking about that one movie, man, Skull and Bones. Literally, it's a whole movie on the Skull and Bones. Whole movie on it. Some of y'all have seen it. A whole movie on it, letting you know how they operate, digging up dead bodies, all that type of stuff. Literally letting you know how they operate. Whole movies out here, man, letting you know how they operate, putting it right in your face, right in your face. That's literally how they move it. Because then it correlates with, if you read a book on the Skull and Bones, literally what was in the movie is what you see or what you read in the book. So it's all connected, man. It's letting you know. They let you know how they operate. They let you know how wicked it is. They let you know the agenda. They let you know everything. It's right there in the movie. I'm talking to Under the Radar movie. Goddess, you already know. Yeah, that's definitely part of their coaching. Big part of it. Matter of fact, y'all heard me break down. Y'all may remember the stream where I was breaking down um Tutor. Tutor. You go back to ancient Greek and you see basically where all of that stems from. It stems from pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? Where the older guy would take the young bull under his wing, teaching the ropes. In return, he out here sexually abusing the young bull. So basically, what you receive from me teaching you, taking you under my wing, like I'm about to sexually abuse you. Mentor, I said tutor. Mentor is what we talking about. Mentor, like the origin of mentor. Like look up mentor, Odyssey, things of that nature. The origin of the word mentor, it stems from some pedophilia. That's what it stems from. Like, all right, I'm gonna take the young bull 11, 12 under my wing. I'm 35, I'm 40. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna teach you the ropes. But whole while, what you receive from me teaching you the ropes, I'm about to sexually abuse you. That's where the mentor got his origins in, that type of nonsense. Mentor, that's the origin of the word mentor, man. Do the knowledge to it. Do the knowledge to it, man. The origin of the word mentor, man, that revolves around these older Greeks back in the day sexually abusing the young bulls. Literally. Literally. So nothing is new under the sun. Forex, man. Like, hey, people say the world coming to an end. I say our world is just beginning, really. Our world is just beginning, man. Like the truth, hey, cream always rises to the top. So at the end of the day, they can keep trying to ban the truth, but we gonna keep speaking it because it's gonna rise to the top. So we keep putting that pressure on them, applying that pressure on them, making them sweat. Like they can keep trying to suppress it all they want, but it's gonna keep rising, man. Like, hey, decade after decade, year after year, there's plenty of us that's continuing to speak the truth, no matter how many of us they assassinate, they murder. Like it's still plenty of us out here speaking the truth to power. So they can't get rid of. They can't get rid of it, no matter how hard they try. No matter how, and they trying hard, but at the end of the day, man, we shall prevail. The cream always rises to the top, man. We gonna always make it to the top. We gonna always speak the truth. We gonna always stand on our square. We gonna always stand on the truth and represent the truth, and that's a fact. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I done hit the hour 30. It's a nice Saturday on my side. Hey, Dean, forget all of that. Of the offense, because you shouldn't be Greek soror, all that type of stuff, Greek nonsense. But yeah, ain't all day. That's a whole other video. But yeah, man, with that being said, man, I'm gonna tap out for this Saturday, man. I'm gonna try to tap in with y'all again tomorrow, man. So give y'all some time to enjoy your Saturday, man. I appreciate y'all taking about this hour and 30 to just listen what it is I have to say, add your input, all that good stuff. Appreciate the donations, appreciate the comments, the questions. Hey, the books that came up, I always appreciate the energy and the vibe. So y'all enjoy the rest of this Saturday, and I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.